Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Tell her to make me a cambric shirt. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams nor needlework, then I shall be a true love of mine. Tell her to find me an acre of land. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Between the salt water and the sea strands, then she'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me, the one who lives there. Then she'll be a true love of mine.
Thank you, Eliza. It was beautiful. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Bowling Green on this beautiful spring day. It is so wonderful to see all of you. Whether you're here in person or online, we're so glad that you're joining us today. My name is Michelle, and I'll be your service associate. Just as a reminder, if you would, please set your cell phone to silent so that we may be present with one another. This service is being live streamed. If this room isn't comfortable for you, you can go to the Ballet Lounge, which is by the entrance where you came in, and you can watch it in there. We are a welcoming congregation. Whoever you are, however you identify, wherever you come from, and whoever you love, you are welcome here. Our Sunday services are different each week so that we can honor and learn from a wide array of traditions and beliefs. Today, our speaker is Reverend Anna Tulou, and the title of her talk is Sacred Imagination. For Unitarian Universalists, the flaming chalice is a symbol of the light of learning and the love of our community. As our congregation's chalice is lit, we invite you to light your own at home. I'm going to invite Pat up to light the chalice, and Jay is going to do a chalice reading.
Our chalice reading today is by Reverend Michelle Collins to practice the revolutionary act of noticing. Come, awaken your senses to this moment where we practice the revolutionary act of noticing. The breath that sustains us, the beauty hiding in ordinary hours, the small things that keep hope alive. Come, let us train our attention on that which leads us home.
And we will sing our song, Rise Up, O Flame. Rise up, O flame, my light glory, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Our call to worship is by Reverend Anna Tulou. As citizens of the world, regardless of documentation, Unitarian Universalists honor the sacred, the free, and responsible search for truth, as it allows us to deepen in understanding, to question or snap judgments and assumptions, and to practice more fully in the co-creation of the world in which we live. As sacred as the act of pursuing perspective and information and truth is the act of turning off the phone, the television, the radio, and allowing ourselves quiet and space to arrive in the present, to orient our values and preserve room for the imagination. You're invited now to participate in this sacred act, to disconnect from the feed so that our attention is free to restore and reconnect in spirit.
Thank you, Jay and Pat. Next, we have a hymn. It's one I think that we know. We will be singing it together one time, and then we'll do one time as a round, and Ryan can help us out.
And as we sing, the second time through, we're going to do it as a round. This is group 1 with Eliza, group 2 with me, group 3 with Michelle and Jared. So one time through together. Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem.
Next, we will have a unison reading. Today, we are going to read the second, third, and fourth of our principles. Please join me. As Unitarian Universalists, we base our faith on set principles that we agree to affirm and to promote: justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another, and encouragement to our spiritual growth in our congregations, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Thank you. Next, we will sing the children to their religious exploration class, Go Now in Peace. We will now have a few moments for meditation, reflection, and prayer. The singing bowl will lead us into silence. After the silence, you're invited to join in the song Spirit of Life. The words will be on the screen. As mentioned earlier, Unitarian Universalists have a wide array of beliefs, and the speakers at our Sunday services come from many traditions. Today, to share their own thoughts, is the Reverend Anna Tulou. They has served as assistant minister at First Unitarian Universalist Church of Richmond since July of 2024. Born and raised in Richmond, they attended Virginia Commonwealth University's School of Arts, graduating in 2001, and went on to work in theater, administration, communications, and human resources. In 2013, Anna moved to the mountains with her family. After serving as lay worship lead at the UU Church of Roanoke for 3 summers, she entered seminary at the Meadville Lombard Theological Seminary, graduating in May 2024. During seminary, they also served for 2 years as ministerial intern with the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Blacksburg, Virginia. They were welcomed into preliminary fellowship with the UUA in May 2024 and ordained June 1st, 2024. Reverend Anna is an avid writer and poet who loves to sing, hike, cook, and play. Passionate interests include music, theater, permaculture, theology, and justice work. And Jared is going to do us the honor of reading her sermon. Welcome, Jared.
Yes, Jared misunderstood the instructions and butchered the hymn, so we're going to hope the reading's a little better. And we do thank Reverend Anna for the opportunity to share those words today. I have a news problem. For years now, I have been doom scrolling, temple throbbing, all things escalating. News problem. At this moment in history, I find it critical to be well informed about what is happening in the world, in politics, with the environment, and at the same time, I've been repeatedly reminded, often in the midst of my own tailspin, that prolonged exposure to news has been extremely harmful on my mental health and well-being. So I have had dozens, if not hundreds, of conversations with all kinds of people over the past several years, asking them, how do you get your news? How much time in your day do you spend informing yourself? How do you balance the need to be informed with the need to maintain equilibrium? Do you have a practice that works for you? Many of those conversations result in commiseration. This shit is hard. But some have offered perspectives and wisdom that have been illuminating. Here are my early lessons. Medium or format is important. We have different learning styles, and also different media elicits different levels of emotional response, critical thinking, and meaning making. Message is also important. Am I only listening to voices which I already agree, or am I looking for diverse perspectives? Am I able to separate the facts or data from the interpretations thereof? And of the utmost importance, moderation is critical. Finding the balance of tuning in and turning off intentionally. This last point led me to the realization that I don't just have a news problem. I have an imagination problem. The constant barrage of media and information takes up so much of my attention that it crowds out everything else, all possibility. The violence and endless isms and oppression and war and climate disaster, the constant and disturbing flippant refrain in everyday conversation that the world is on fire. It is easy to get swept up, to be consumed by it all. And in those moments, when I lose my equilibrium, in those moments when I succumb to anxiety and fear and despair, I remember that despair has been described as a failure of imagination. The world is on fire. Well, I realize in those moments, those hot winds are touching me, that I cannot feel the divine surrounding me. I have somehow forgotten the oneness, the interdependence, the love. My heart hardens and hides. And in those moments, I come to understand that my attention has been overwhelmed. My imagination has been captured. And just like that, the line of inquiry shifts. From the consumer perspective of what the media outlet thinks is best, what platform should I use, what news subscription service will fix my problem, how much is enough? This calorie counting consumer perspective on pursuing truce to a spiritual perspective. In the midst of the fire, how am I nourishing and protecting my soul? In the face of violence, how am I maintaining my sense of connection, of interdependence, and abiding love? In a narrative designed to overwhelm and immobilize us, how can I nurture and defend my sacred imagination, my capacity for creation? Our imagination is where we create possibility. It is where we begin to create new worlds. However, as a person that lives with anxiety, I can tell you my imagination is not always helpful. When activated, I can toss and turn for hours imagining everything that can go wrong in minute detail. In her book, Imaginable, Jane McGonigal writes that both depression and anxiety are tied in different ways to imagination, but that they omit an important practice of imagination in which one focuses on their deepest values and motivations and allows these to fuel their imaginings and the resulting actions of their choices. I propose that our imagination is most sacred when it is aligned with our deepest values. In this way, even when we are imagining a negative outcome, it builds on our capacity and empowers us to prepare and respond to these potential challenges, rather than sending us into a spiral of despair or attitude of hopelessness. In a consumer culture, our attention is our most valuable commodity. And if our brain is constantly being filled by narratives of those who would render us helpless, hopeless, passive, or easy to manipulate and provoke, well, we're in danger of losing our equilibrium, losing touch with our foundational values, losing our sacred imagination. Sacred imagination is what allows us to engage in and with creation. Instead of always reacting to the world as victims of it, as if the world is happening to us, sacred imagination allows us to participate in co-creating, moment by moment, a world in which we all are a part. Sacred imagination is what helps us to remember that, yes, the world is on fire, we are on fire, and it is also full of miracles. We all are full of miracles. That amidst all the violence and suffering, there's also love and grace. All the noise, all the shouting, the blame, the dehumanizing rhetoric, who would only have us know fear, drowning out all else. But all else is what makes living and striving worthwhile. So how do we protect enough space in ourselves so the fire is not all we know and all we remember? Because I'm not advocating ignorance. We need to stay informed. So how do we protect our sacred imagination, our capacity to hold it all together, to keep our senses and our souls open? How do you keep your heart open? That's your assignment this week, to ponder a dozen ways and practices for defending your imagination. Share them with one another, with your families. And I'd love to hear about them too. I would. I recently went on to the Living Legacy pilgrimage to the Low County of Georgia and South Carolina. While there, we sang and we learned stories. We learned about the weeping times when, in 1859, over 400 people were sold over the course of 2 days, enslaved and tearing families apart to satisfy the enslaver's gambling debt. We learned about Denmark Vesey, who purchased his own freedom, organized a rebellion of enslaved people, then only to be betrayed, resulting in his own hanging along with 34 others. We learned about the Port Royal experiment, in which during the Civil War, the abandoned enslaved people of the Sea Islands were given education and paid low wages by the Union to continue working the plantations in a tangled confusion of emancipation, paternalism, and exploitation. We learn about the civil rights movement and desegregation and the struggle for the right to vote and the tenacity and resilience of people to respond to a system that was always moving the line, and always changing the rules to keep them from having any power. And none of this history is in the past, you understand. Moving through that week, I found myself again feeling the hot winds, because the fires burning today are the same fires that were burning in 1619, in 1859, and in 1965. And then our pilgrimage brought us to the Angel Oak. Now, the Angel Oak is a live oak on Johns Island, 400 to 500 years old. Its canopy is vast. Its limbs dig into the ground and rise back up like a tree serpent. And when I stepped into its shade, I was not simply under it or next to it. I was in it, and it was in me. I could feel myself entering a flow of a deeper time, of life beyond, and all of the heat and confusion released, and I could breathe. I put my arms, my cheek against the spark, and I knew the hot winds cannot touch me. I am sheltered by the divine. On all four sides, I am surrounded by the divine. Sorrow cannot consume me. I have met the true and perfect one who spun all this. I'm healed in the divine name. I am merged with the one. The keeper has kept me and taken away what ails me. The tree shared its space with me, even while reminding me that I carry that space within me all the time. I just need to protect it, cultivate it, and to nourish it. If I believe in interdependence, and I know that no one is separate from any other being, human or non-human, if I believe in oneness as a Buddhist, I know that separation is an illusion. I can allow my attention and imagination to be controlled or manipulated by others, or I can choose what I want to cultivate there. The Angel Oak lives in South Carolina, and it lives in my imagination. Anytime I begin to feel the hot winds, I can move into it, lean back into a deeper time, and know my capacity to hold it all. The hot winds cannot touch me. The world is on fire. The world is full of miracles, all of it together. I wish to close with the words that were shared in Chicago one Sunday at the commencement of the Meadville Lombard Theological Seminary. This poem, Touch a Sign, by Reverend Dr. Willie James Jennings, is one I think you will know why it spoke to me. So listen good. In the moments of my doubting, when old sorrows, inherited and therefore unearned, steal into my thinking space, constricting my mind breathing, the old black folks taught me to touch a sign. They said, open your windows, hear the wind, signifying through the trees. See the ground stand at attention at the sun's gaze, the light dancing in the leaves, sense in the small silences between the robin's cry and the bluebird shouting, the slow forming of an amen. And remember how we can dream as we awake, and why we love, even if pain greets the day. On those days when my doubting refuses to yield, emboldened by injustice and willful ignorance, nurtured by the rain of insults, each one stinging like biting flies, and smooth-sucking mosquitoes. At the appointed hour of their choosing, when the sun shows its wisdom, dark tan mothers of the temple everywhere, lead me outside while inside, and inside while outside. Place my body next to that old tree, its branches stretched out as if suspended in air, creating a canopy from which to hang melancholies alongside sparkling joys. I drop my head and realize I am standing on its roots. Big, thick things, one with the black earth, constituting to the ground, the floor of it all. The tree says to me, nothing becomes nothing. Nothing thrives without this grace. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Reverend Tulou, for those inspiring words, and for Jared for doing such a magnificent job. If you have questions about Unitarian Universalism or about joining this congregation, please speak with a member of our membership team. Their name tags have an open book symbol. Can those people raise their hands, please? Thank you. On second Sundays, you can join a question and answer session with our team. Next, we will take an offering. Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us. We are the community of memory and of hope, and we are called to be the keepers of the dream.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. And somewhere over the rainbow, the skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away upon the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I?
Thank you, Eliza. And thank you for these gifts. May we use them wisely in the service of our congregation and our community. Next, we have community news. There's quite a few things going on. We are excited to announce that on Saturday mornings in April and May, UUCBG will be offering Harvest the Power, which is a series of 6 workshops on leadership development. Everyone is encouraged to attend. Sign-ups are in the lobby and online via the weekly email update. Please mark your, there will be a Getting to Know UU event on this Tuesday, March 24th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. here at UUCBG. If you have questions about UUism, please come. You can register by emailing membership@uucbg.org, sign up on the green sheet in the lobby, or just come. Light refreshments will be available. Also on Tuesday, earlier at the same time, 6:30, there will be a watch party here for the webinar hosted by UUA. The topic is Holding the Sacred. Next Sunday, March 29th, the group studying memory, aging, and Alzheimer's will meet here at 1 o'clock. If you're interested in this topic, please attend. Our book discussion group will be meeting via Zoom on Monday, March 30th, to talk about Chet Ramos' book, When God is Gone, Everything is Holy, The Making of a Religious Naturalist. The link to the Zoom meeting is in our weekly update and newsletter. And on Easter Sunday, April 5th, there will be an egg hunt for the children during their religious exploration time. And finally, the deadline for the April newsletter is Wednesday, March 25th. Please send all information to editor@UUCBG. As always, you can find more news by reading the weekly update, and there's a hard copy of the newsletter in the lobby. We have a brand new hymn to share with you today. It is called Still My Soul, and Ryan will help us out with that.
It's from the new virtual hymnal. I invite you to sing with me if you wish, if you want to read, and do read. But we'll sing it through once. I'll lead it, and then I invite you to join me all the more the second time through.
Thank you, Ryan. I think that one's a keeper. What do we think? It was so easy. Our final reading will be given by Jay.
The peace of wild things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lay down where the wood drake nests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free.
We invite you to join us next Sunday. The speaker is Reverend Joan Javier Duval. The topic is Attending to Our Shared Humanity. We hope you found this service meaningful, and we invite you to share your thoughts about today's service. You can send comments via email. If you're here in person, there's a blue box with paper and pencil. You can put it in there, or you can use the QR code that you see here. We'd like to say farewell to those of us that are online. We invite you to join us again in person or again online. Until then, be well and go in peace.